jealousy. The spy notes it, files it away. "Follow me," says the officer. "Stay close." He leads the spy across the courtyard of heroes. They've painted lines on the ground, different coloured trails leading off in different directions. The officer keeps his eyes fixed on the paint so he doesn't get distracted by the glories around him. They follow a black line across the shining stones of heaven's shore. Glancing back, the spy sees Sameth polishing his spear, even though the blade is already more brilliant than the sun. Cruel Urid sulks in his tent, trying to get his beak around the mouth of a scavenged hip flask. The spy is brought to another, larger tent. The darkness inside is welcome, easier on the eye than the radiance outside. There, sitting behind a trestle table, is another young officer, a woman. In front of her is a file folder, and a wooden bowl piled high with human hearts, stacked like red apples. "It's General Tyler's 11 o'clock, ma'am," announces the male officer. "Thank you, Lieutenant," Isiji replies. Her face might once have been beautiful, but now it's covered in fresh scars that zigzag across her skin. "I'll be handling this briefing in the General's place." She starts to unbutton her shirt. "You may go, Lieutenant." The spy notes the way the lieutenant's hand clenches the fabric of the tent. There was definitely something between these two officers. So young to have attained such rank, too. The godswar has made soldiers of children. The flap closes. The tent is almost completely dark, but the spy can still see Captain Isiji as she folds her shirt and lays it with the rest of her uniform on a stool. Then, shaking slightly with anticipation, she takes a heart from the bowl and bites into it. And then they are no longer alone in the tent. There is a timeless moment when the spy isn't conscious of anything other than the goddess's overwhelming presence. He is with her on every battlefield, from the charnel field below to every other war across the world, and from the present all the way back to the first time someone picked up a rock and used it to bash an enemy's brains out. He is with her across the world, wherever the fleets of Ishmir sail. He is with her across the heavens as she gathers the honoured dead to her banner and consumes their power so she can work further miracles, win further victories, conquest without end, every victory adding to her power and her hunger. But it's blind hunger, undirected power. The goddess knows nothing except endless destruction, conflict eternal. It takes a human element to lend purpose and structure to that holy wrath. In the tent, Captain Isiji is like a seed crystal, a framework around which the goddess can accrete. Golden fur suddenly covers Isiji's brown skin, fur that blazes with its own divine radiance. A jewelled breastplate appears on her chest, a skirt of leather straps manifest around her waist, a skull threaded through each strap. Her own skull cracks and reshapes. Huge fangs sprout from her jaws as her head becomes that of a lioness. The goddess Pesh, Lion Queen, war goddess of the Ishmeric pantheon, or rather her avatar, made from Captain Isiji, purrs in satisfaction and settles back onto her seat. The spy notes, without alarm, that the simple wooden chair is now a throne of skulls, that the trestle table has become a blood-soaked altar. The hearts begin to beat again, squirting jets of crimson across the floor. The file folder, though, is still a file folder. Isiji, or is the overlapping entity in front of him more Pesh than Isiji now, picks it up, extends a claw, and slices through the metal seal holding it shut. The spy shudders at the grace of the movement, knowing that those self-same claws recently tore a half-mile rent in the hillside below. Isiji removes the papers, reviews them in silence. The tent reverberates with her divine breath, which smells of meat and sandalwood. Everything comes down to this. To avoid thinking about what's going to happen, the spy wonders how many times Isiji has channeled the goddess already. Not many, he guesses. The scars are too fresh. Gods are hard on their war saints. One day there won't be enough of Isiji left to return to her mortal form. He feels almost sorry for the young officer who brought him here. The boy has lost his lover to the embrace of a goddess, and from that union there is no easy path back. X-84, says the saint. It's his newly assigned code number in the files of the Intelligence Corps. It's the first name that's really his, and he finds himself unexpectedly fond of it. He nods.